everyone. Thank you for joining me. So today is going to start our beginner sequence of these 6 exercises. These exercises focus on your core and your lower body, so your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, and then adding in some balance so that we're practicing putting kind of all that together to build up that stability and balance as we exercise. So we're going to take this really slow. Like I said, this is a basic video, so I'm just going to show you. I'm going to focus a lot on form, and I'm going to kind of show you that level 1. Maybe you're just getting into exercise. Maybe you want to revisit this so that you are making sure that your form is where it should be so you can get the most out of these exercises. So here we go. I'm going to show you 6 basic exercises. The first exercise I want to share with you is a squat. Now, you know that we do a lot of squats, whether it's in a cardio class, a toning class, right? When you do that, it is so important, not only so you don't hurt yourself, but also so that you get the most out of it. So if I start sideways, I want to show you, I'm going to start in a squat. I'm going to push my booty to the back. Notice I am not rolling forward on my toes. Really, I want to be feeling this more in my heels. I want to feel my hamstrings, my glutes, and my core. Now you're going to feel your quads. That's a large muscle. It likes to carry a lot of that energy, right? So you have to kind of sit back. It's nice if you can counterbalance, whether you take your hands to prayer or reach your arms out. Your chest is lifted, never folding over, always strong and proud. Your belly is dished in, so your back is as flat as you can get it. And we're just going to sit down nice and slow, okay? And then pick it up. I'm pushing out of the heels. I'm lifting up tall. As I sit back down, here's an option, right? I sit way back. It is as if you are sitting in a chair, okay? So I'm going to pick it up slow. When I do this, I inhale. I exhale. I sit it down nice and slow, right? You can get as low as you want to. I do not want you to feel this in your knees. Check that posture. Hold it here. Are you with me? So wherever your hands might be, your chest is open, your belly's dished in, your booty is back, and then lift it. Ah, it feels good, doesn't it? I'll turn this way. Feet are about hip width apart. Chest is open. Sit it down with me. Yes. Now the fun thing about squats, you only have to do a couple if you're doing them right in order to feel really good, right? You can get as low as you like, pushing into the heels, lifting up tall. Inhale. And then exhale, sit it down. Notice that when I do this, my toes are pointed forward, knees are pointed forward. Lift it up. Here we go. Take it down. Yes. And if you are a beginner, I would recommend that you do 3, maybe 4 sets. Maybe start with 3 sets of 8 to 10 of these at a time. So let's do 1 set together. Ready? Here we go. We're going to do 8. And sit it up. Inhale. So I'm keeping that chest open, never folding forward. Inhale. Here we go. 6 more. Drop it down. Knees and toes are forward. And then inhale. Exhale. Lower down. I want you to squeeze that booty. Squeeze it right here. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. So it's really that mind-muscle connection. You'll hear me say that a lot because it's so important. You have to know what you're working. Sit down. Feeling your glutes already, your booty is tight, lifting it up. Yes. 1 more. Here we go. Sit down. And then lift it up. Nice job. Awesome. All right, so that's your first exercise, your squat. Second exercise, very basic, is going to be a warrior 3. So I'm going to show you the beginner, okay? I'll switch this leg. Here we go. So take 1 leg back. You're up on your toe. Both toes are pointed forward. Shoulders are square to the mat. Hips are square to the mat. I'm going to take 45 degrees here from the top of my head to my heel. All right, everybody there? You get a nice deep bend in the knee. Notice I'm not putting the knee over the toe. It's just like the squat. You don't want to do that. Walk it out a little bit if you need to and sit down this way. Take your 45. Ready? Here we go. Beginner. We're going to tap it in. Lift up tall. And then bring that knee in. Okay? Tap. And take it back. Now warrior 3. here's your option. You're gonna lift up, toes point towards the mat and hips and shoulders stay square. Lifting it up. You can hold it here. Tap, 45, and then bring it together. Okay, here we go. Tap it back, 45. Lift it up, warrior 3. Foot is flexed. You should feel like you could put a platter on your hips and it wouldn't tip over, okay? Set it down. Good. Let's do that whole thing. 45. Lift warrior 3. So you're balancing, your calf is working. Your supporting leg, glute, hamstring, quad. Sit it down and tap it in. Okay, now it's up to you. You can take that tap in the middle or not. Once again, we're focusing on form here. Take it back 45 degrees. Lift it up, warrior 3. Maybe your toe is on the mat and you stay here. Totally fine. Your core is so tight when you're here. Ready? Inhale. Maybe you just lift up on the tip of that toe. Maybe you're ready to lift 6 inches. Maybe you take it up all the way. All right? And then tap it in. Okay, let's do that all together. So once again, you would do 3 sets of these, 8 to 10 reps within that set. So we're gonna do 8 together here. Take it back, 45. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hold. And then tap it in. I'm not putting a lot of weight on this foot, okay? So I'm still kind of balancing on that supporting leg. I'm gonna take it back, 45. I'm gonna lift up. This is 2. I'm gonna tap it in. Okay? Take it back, here we go, 45. So this is a lot of balancing. You're really using your core here. Lift it up. This is 3. Your hips are square. It always feels kind of weird at first if you're new to this. Tap it in. Because it almost feels like you're dropping that extended leg hip in and down. And that's okay. You're really squaring up the hips. Take it back, 45. Lift it up, warrior 3. Balancing on that leg, wherever you might be. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're here. Totally fine. Tap it in. Take it back. 45, find that form. So I'm not hunching, I'm not rolling forward. My chest is open, my arms are extended. I'm gonna lift. And then I'm gonna tap it in. Let's do it to the breath, take it back. Lift it up. Woo, tuck it in. 2 more, leg it back. Lift it up. And tap it in. Let's do 1 more. Take it back, 45. Check your form. Knee is bent, rooting in through this heel. Belly is drawn in, it's tight. Don't let it hang out. Chest open, arms reaching. Lift and tap. Nice job, awesome. So that's our warrior 3 kind of combination. Really working on all the stabilizing muscles in the lower part of the leg, the core. Anytime you're doing balance, your core is like, oh, working so hard. Here we go. If you have your dumbbells, you can grab those. If you have a step or, like I said, some kind of a platform, we're going to use these to provide a little elevation. All right, so you've seen calf raises. Now I will tell you, when you do calf raises off the floor, you have to do quite a few, and you really have to connect that mind muscle to get a lot out of it. So it's nice if you can get a little bit of lift in the front, whether you're on a step, a stair, or if you have some dumbbells. Roll the chest open, shoulders, hips, heels. Now, you can use a bar, a chair, whatever you want for balance, okay? So we're gonna lift up. I'm way up on my toes, okay? I'm squeezing. You should feel this in the top part of your calf. And then I'm gonna drop down. What's nice is that by dropping down past our horizontal line, like what would be flat, I'm getting that little bit of stretch. Let me turn this way so you can see it. And you will get so much more out of your calf raises this way. So I'm gonna put just like the underside of my foot, like right across the knuckles there, on that elevation, whatever it might be for you. Draw the belly in, chest is open. Exhale, lift. Getting up as tall as you can, and then drop down. So you feel that stretch, and then we lift up tall, and stretch, and lift up tall, and stretch. So this is your basic calves here. You just need a little bit of elevation. You're gonna lift and squeeze. What's extra fun is if you lift to the top and you kind of hold for 2, 3, 4, and then lower slow. So you can change the tempo and get even more out of it. Lifting it up, 2, 3, 4, down. All right, so same thing here. 3 sets of 8 to 10. Let's do 8, here we go. 8, and I'm gonna hold. And then down, here we go, 7. Lift it, lift it, lift it, squeeze. And down, drawing the belly in, lift. And squeeze. Keeping that posture, that alignment, it's so important. Lift up, squeeze those calves. It might even get warm enough that you can feel it in the back of your hamstrings. We love that. It feels so good. And take it down. Oh, this is nice on a step because you even get a little higher, so you get that longer stretch. Let's do 2 more. Lift it up. Nice. And down. Yes, I love how you're taking your time, making yourself stronger, and down. Awesome. Those might be a little warm, even just from the couple we did for there right now. So go ahead and set those weights aside. Those are your calf raises. So we did squats, we did warrior 3, little combo, and we did calves. So kind of isolating the calves there. With the squats, you're kind of isolating your glutes and your hamstrings, you know, focusing on those a little bit more. Right now we're gonna do a skater. There are many different ways to do a skater. So I'm gonna have you take kind of a deeper curtsy here. So both knees bend. I'll turn this way so you can see it. I am sitting up nice and tall, okay? And then I'm gonna step out and do the other side. So kick it back. Now if I do a regular curtsy squat, both knees turn out. I'm kind of in line, you know, straight up and down here. With this, I want you to kick that leg back because I want you to feel this in your outer thigh, your inner thigh, your hamstring, okay, and your glute, and take it up. Let's take it over to the other side. Kicking that leg over. All right, so remember, this is basic, level 1. I do not care what you do with your arms, okay? Maybe for balance, it's easier for you if you have your hands in prayer. It's also up to you how low you go. I like to get as low as possible. I like to dig in as deep as possible into that leg. But if maybe the flexibility isn't there, don't worry about it, right? Good. Okay, so these are awesome for inner outer thighs, hamstrings, glutes, a little bit of calves because you're getting that stretch there, and core because you're moving from side to side. Here we go. 3 sets, 8 reps, or 10. Here we go. And when I say a rep, I mean one side to the other is 1, okay? Take it down, take your time. Inhale when you lift, and exhale. Now what's fun is in the other videos that you see, I'll show you some variations on how to kick this up a notch if you want to get your heart rate up a little bit more. So once you feel good with the form, keeping the chest lifted, the core tight, kick that leg over, get nice and low, not letting yourself hinge forward here. Okay, we don't want that. I'm sitting up nice and tall. That's going to keep my core tight. 1 more either side. 1 more this way. Nice. It feels so good. Awesome. Okay, so that's your skater, very basic. Next is a chop, kind of a reverse chop. This is supposed to work your core, so you should feel this across from your obliques into your transverse abdominals. It's also getting into your legs, so I'll show you. You can do this with a dumbbell. Today I'm going to show you basic, no dumbbell, okay? Deep into a side lunge. Toes turn out. Chest is lifted. These toes are pointed forward, but if that's not comfortable, turn them out a little bit, okay? I'm going to take it down, chop. When I do that, I'm not falling over, people. My chest is lifted. My core is tight. And I'm going to push out of that leg and swing those arms up and twist, okay? Legs stay, or feet stay stable. Twisting through the core. Taking it down and lifting. When I do this, my chest stays lifted the whole time. Okay? And you find the variation that works for you. Now this is basic. I'm taking my time. I'm not moving the legs so I can focus on the hamstring, the quad, and the core. Lifting up, right? Pushing into this heel, push in. You should feel your hamstring here. And then tight through the core, lifting up. Take it down. Same thing here. We're going to do 3 sets of 8. Now, I would say 3 sets of 8 to 10, you know, both sides. So we'll do both sides so you can see. Here we go. Take it down. Twist and lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And you take the tempo that works for you. The most important thing is that you don't compromise form to go faster. You know, a lot of people were like, trying to keep up with the instructor or other people in class. And so we pick up our tempo and then we get a little sloppy. Get low, and lift up strong. Think of this leg like a powerhouse. Push. Come on. Push. Oh, let's do one more. Take it to center, maybe take a flat back. Turn those opposite toes out, okay? Find your deep side lunge. Knee is not going over the toe. I don't even know. You'd have to be like this, okay? We want that knee over the heel, the ankle, okay? Let's take that chop down. Legs or feet do not move. Upper body's moving and we're getting low into that leg. Here we go. Good. And if you take your gaze with it, you're going to deepen that twist just maybe 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch. But it's going to feel a little bit better. Lift it up. Take it down. Chest is lifted. Look at this beautiful long line. That's what we should see, okay? And then lift it up. Let's do 4 more this side. Nice. Push up like a powerhouse. 1 more. Awesome. Turn those toes to the front, take a little stretch. Fantastic. So that was for inner outer thighs, a little bit of calf. And like I said, in the level 2, level 3, a little bit more challenging videos that I'm going to do, I'll show you some ways to kick that up a notch. But you're definitely working your core there. Here we go. Last set, reverse lunges. So when we reverse lunge, posture, form is so important. We start center. We exhale and step back. Dip down, both knees bend. Notice when I stepped back, I took my time and I stepped back pretty far. Now, I'm not a big person. I'm like 5'6", right? But I know that my legs are like long enough that I can't step here because then I'm going to have that issue with my knee going over my toe. So start center, step back, take your time. Both knees bend and then check that posture. Shoulder, hip, knee. Now I will tell you, you'll see people like this. It's because they like get tired and it's like, oh, this feels like it's a lot easier, right? But you're not getting the same effect, okay? You're not getting what you want out of it. Bend that knee and then step it forward, okay? Here we go, we step it back. Take your time. Both knees bend. Now I'm working this front hamstring, back quad, glute, core is tight. Step it up. Take it back, reverse lunge, and step it forward. You can go as low as you want to go. I'll face this way so you can see. Now I'm alternating. Right leg, take your time. Left leg, take your time. If you want to stay on that right leg and then switch it over, that's fine. It's a little bit more of a balance challenge to kind of switch legs. So let's do our 8 to 10, 3 sets, okay, for our beginner. Here we go. I'm going to alternate. You can just repeat on the one side, and then when we get to 8, switch, okay? Here we go. Step it back pretty far. Check that posture. It's nice if you have a mirror, especially when you're just starting out, you know, so that you can see how you're doing. See where you need to tweak that posture or that form. step back. Push out of that front heel. Ugh. Okay, it's almost like that back leg is floating. Ugh. Pushing up. And push up. Oh, it's so good for the lower part of your glute. Oh, it makes it so happy. Keep going. Step back. Take your time. Use that front leg. Push. Strong, right? Here we go. So if you were doing one side, now's the time to switch. If you're alternating sides, just stay with me. Yes. Checking the form. Pushing up with that front leg, not the toes. I'm focusing on the heel. That's going to emphasize the back of that leg and the glute. Woo! Let's do 4 more. 4. Yes, you're doing awesome. 3. 2, that core is so tight. Don't let yourself fall forward. Awesome job. So what we had today was kind of a beginner level sequence, really focusing on form. We did 6 exercises. We did our squat, right? We did our warrior 3, lifting to the tap. Woo, so good on your core balance. We did our calves. We did our skater. We did our chop. And we did our reverse lunge. So we have hit core all the way across, quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes, and all the tiny little muscles working together in between, right? So I hope that you feel good about this. I hope it makes you feel stronger and more confident as you move forward. If you feel really great, you've watched this video and you're like, I got this, then follow us to the next video so you can see how we kick it up a notch. Because, you know, it's always so fun to add a little hop or, you know, add a little movement, a little lift. And so you can do that with us in the next couple videos. Thanks for joining us. Take care.